squirrel. All right, guys, today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. Today marks 9 days I have left to finish the car. Probably not going to make it. Everybody keeps asking me and texting me, you going to make it? You going to make it? Probably not. It's just, I always put a deadline on my stuff to get me out here to work. It's not necessarily that I'm going to make it. I don't cut corners. I do everything the best I can do. So I've been working on the car 9 years. I'm pretty sure there's no rush going on there. There will be other car shows. It's just a deadline is all it is to try to make. All right, guys, I got the thing I made. This is my lower air dam I made for my underneath front of my bumper on my 55. So this is made from an old bumper. It's been cut in lots of pieces and put back together and thinned out. Made a metal slot in it. It's basically air to come in for the tube style transmission cooler. So I'm trying to make this look nice on the outside and the inside. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using a burr here, burr tool, burr bit. I'm going in here and I'm radiusing my weld here, and I'm gonna take body filler on my finger and run it up through here on these edges, and then make it look like it's contoured into part of it. So kind of goes with the theme of the chassis, everything's smooth and molded in. So lots of little work, and I've still got to work on the back side of this, which I'll be blasting up my little portable blaster out here. And some of these other pieces that I've got out here trying to get ready, I've got to spot blast them because I blasted them a few years ago and they've been in the house, but they're still, you know, they've got surface rust in places. But I need to blast down in here and these little channels and stuff. So this is an under hood brace or baffle, whatever you want to call it. And this is just something I made. This is pipe caps. This is the clearance for the upper radiator hose. But anyway, I made some 1/4 inch plate nut blocks that slide in here. So it takes little button head Allens through the side of the hood that you actually see. And then on the back side is one long piece of steel 1/4 inch thick that fits down in here, and I drilled it and tapped it for those bolts. Anyway, I'll end up putting a piece of rubber weather stripping across the top of this because this part goes to the bottom of the hood. But anyway, I got lots of stuff going here, so I'm going to continue radiusing this stuff. quite a few pieces to top this hood off. I've decided I'm going to paint the bottom of the hood trim black, and then this is a custom brace that I made. It's the baffle basically, and I put pipe caps in it for step speed holes. I wiped the entire thing and blocked it, but anyway, this will go in here like that, and then this piece goes in like that. So I'm going to paint these pieces high gloss black, the urethane that I put on the car, on the body panels, single stage black urethane. So these will have pretty good detail. Of course, I speed hold this hood brace, hood latch bracket, whatever you want to call it. I've still got finish work to do with 120 grit, get it smoothed down before I primer it. I also worked on the air dam last night, and I've got to switch to 120 now, but I've got it basically roughed in on the front. The back side, I've got it smeared full of filler to make all the brackets look molded in, and fixed my cut lines where I'd cut it and sectioned it. So it's lots of tedious work, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. All right, gonna do a little nylon cut brushing on my buffer here, the bottom side of this hood. All right, so I went in the house and got into my box of goodies here and brought out some of this stuff. This is now going to get used. It's been in a box for several years. So if you've been following the build, you know I like to put stainless steel in just about everything I can get it. So what I've got here is some things from Totally Stainless. They're not a sponsor. It's just stuff that I have gotten from them. There's actually more of this stuff too in another box, but the main thing I needed this box out for was the trim screws here. Now, I will tell you the Phillips screws that go in these Tri-5 Chevys are kind of odd. They are a number 8 Phillips oval head screw, but the head size is a number 6. So basically it's a small headed screw to fit down in these little, slots. But anyway, so you can get them from Totally Stainless. There's your part number right there, 8-0533. Comes with quite an assortment of different length screws, but I have bought some through the Tri-5 suppliers through the years, and some of them, the quality of the head is not very good. And every one of these, I'll polish every single one of these heads on the buffing wheel. It just take a second, but I have to take a toothbrush dry every time and get the rouge out of the cross that's in there for the Phillips screwdriver itself. But they make all kinds of countersink washers, because there are countersink washers in these cars, like in the door hinges and strikers and all that stuff. I do have 2 or 3 different sizes of those. They also have some shims here, different thicknesses and things like that. I think the other box, there's 3 more boxes of these. Anyway, I got an assortment pack here. This come off of eBay, and this was 20 bucks with free shipping. This is stainless steel, and it's all star washers from number 4 to 1/2 inch. So that's definitely a pretty good buy for those, because these star washers at my local hardware store are like, for like a 9/16 or a 3/8 size, they're like 88 cents or $1.29 or something stupid, you know, so it's cheaper just to buy a multi-pack. Same way, this was an eBay purchase. These are all stainless steel cotter pins, and it's an assortment pack. But anyway, I'm using, I don't remember what I bought these for, actually. I bought them for something to pin, and I don't remember what it was. Anyway, so, oh, it was my throttle linkage that goes to the carburetor itself. Instead of having cotter pins in the rod, you know, where it goes into your spots, I use this quick style right here to slip them on and off, instead of a cotter pin that you have to twist around, and it looks kind of dumb. Now, I do not remember where I bought this from. I don't remember what supplier, but if you look up that number, Google it, you might be able to figure out. This is 55 and 56 fender shims, radiator, you know, all that kind of stuff, in stainless. So kind of a nice thing to have. And then there's the, you know, the long ones that you'd put up there at your core support. Core support, you know, lower and upper if you needed to heighten it. But I just thought I'd share that little bit of information for you guys that are wanting to do stainless steel in your cars. A lot of this stuff is out there. You just got to look a little bit. But I'm getting ready to put my lower garnish moldings and centerpiece in the dash. So if you can make out what I've got wrote on my cabinet door here, this is basically the two curved garnish moldings that set on top of the dash with the little center divider. This is screw links, and I've even got the mirror screw links on there, garnish moldings, the little upper ones that go at the very top by the windshield. But if you want to pause the screen, if you can read my chicken scratch, these are 1.5s on the A-pillar trims. I do not know if those are different on a hardtop to sedan, so I'm not sure which one this is actually. Hopefully they're the same. I'll try it and go from there. Looks like 3/4 inch at the top of the dash one. All of those on the center divider. Looks like the two, you know, shorter ones that go on the top of the windshield, and your rear view mirror fits in between there at the top of the roof. It looks like these are 1.25. The two that go in the mirror, you got a 1/2 inch number 8 at the little spot at the front, and then the two goes in there. They're number 10s, and they're 1.5. Actually, I always thought those were number 8, but I've got 10 wrote on there. So anyway, just in case you need to know, I got an old notebook here that has disassembly stuff from a 56 Bel Air 4-door sedan I had. And that might have been what I copied that from. I don't remember. Actually, I don't think it is, because it has, looks like 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. But another good little thing, the information there somebody might need. If you could make chicken scratch that, that's the back side of the speedometer cluster. And then on your fresh air pull cables that go underneath your dash, which are these rigs here that pull your door there open. Looks like the passenger side one is 25 inch, because I used to always get those mixed up. One is longer than the other, obviously, but anyway, pause the screen on that if you need any info. I just thought I'd throw it in there. And then I turn the page on the notebook, and here's the little bitty window trim that goes on that little bitty side window, quarter window for a 4-door sedan, Tri-5. Looks like they're all, actually looks like I got 1.5 on that one, and then 1.25 on the rest of them. So I don't know why that is. It could be just something they used at the factory. But the 56, when I first brought it in, it had never been taken apart. That car had never had the garnish moldings or anything taken out that I could tell. So that's why I noted all this. And then this is the front door. I don't know why I don't have the rear one. Anyway, this is the front door one. Looks like 1/2 inch at the lower. There's the door lock knob right there. Let's see, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. They're all 1/2 inch. So in the 4-door sedan is what I'm talking about there. And then looks like this is the rear of the door, and this is for your new weather stripping rubber seal that goes on there. It has that funky style little claw thing. Takes a number 8 Phillips screw. Looks like it goes on the latch side. And then I noticed that on a 56, but the 55 four-doors I don't think have this. It's an extra one. It's kind of straightish looking, and it goes right up above it. It looks like they might have started doing that in 56 maybe to keep that seal from riding up or something. I don't know, but I don't think 55 has that. I know for sure my wife's four-door doesn't have that, but yep, pretty interesting little tidbits there. Somebody might need, like in my case, the four-door, when I drug it in, all the interior garnish moldings were already out of it, so just in case you needed to know. It's all number 8 screws with a number 6 head. You can use a regular number 8 Phillips screw. Like, you can actually buy those at Lowe's, and it's pretty cheap to buy them in a package. And just make sure they have a domed head on them. They're not completely flat. And they actually will fit in there and don't look too bad, I don't think. But if you're real critical about your hardware, that is number 6 head is the deal with that. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a little tip here. Anyway, I'm getting ready to install these lower dash garnish moldings here in the car, but I want to show you something that you should do. It's 55 and 56 for sure, all cars. Possibly 57, I don't really remember. But anyway, as you can see, if you can see through there, there is a channel in here that your defrost duct comes through, and then you got this channel here, which this one gets covered by your garnish molding. Now, the garnish molding doesn't fully go all the way to the rubber seal. You can kind of see down in this channel just a little bit. So it's a good idea before you install your windshield to paint this flat black or low gloss black or something like that. You don't really want it super shiny because the stamping is not that nice. I think there's spot weld indents, and anyway, it's just not it's not something really slick to put shiny paint on where something would be noticeable. You know, you might get a shine off an edge of something. So this is what I used on this particular car, is Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement. This is low gloss black, and I just brushed it on there. And now this stuff flows out kind of like PUR 15 does. You can brush it on and it flows out kind of nice. It takes it a little while to dry because, you know, usually Rust-Oleum products do. But anyway, just be sure and paint that right there. You know, you could paint it with an aerosol can, flat black Krylon if you wanted to. It's just something that needs to be done so it's not so in your face when, you know, somebody's standing outside your car at a show or whatever, that you can actually kind of catch a glimpse of it in there. Let me set a garnish molding in there. We'll see how much of it actually shows. All right, so I just set my garnish molding down in there, and I know it's kind of hard to tell with the glare, but you can actually see down in that channel a little bit. That's how much of that is actually visible. So keep that in mind. You might want to, you know, black that out a little bit. Yeah, I can get my finger tip almost down in between there. So